Hey guys, I'm Mark Richmond from Chefknivestogo. I wanted to do some videos on sharpening, and hopefully you'll pick up a few clues or suggestions along the way. Today I'm gonna sharpen a shirogami knife. Shirogami means white paper. This one is done by Anryu, and he's in Echizen. This is the knife. I'm going to be using Sharpening glass stones, 500, 2K, and this one is a 6K, along with their flattener and their accessories. This is the pond, this is the holder. Then I'm going to finish it with a strop. This is leather loaded with 1 micron diamond paste. Other things that I use, I don't really use this one actually. I kind of have muscle memory about where I sharpen, but the angle on this is 12 degrees, and that's about where I sharpen. And this is a deburring block. So here goes. I think I'm gonna give you a little side lesson every time I do this. Today's lesson will be how to flatten a stone. It's really easy. Just put some hash marks on the stone with a pencil. Take your flattening plate. You can use a diamond plate. This comes from Sharpening. And then just work this until you start to remove all the scratches. I do this before every session, so I don't really have to do much of this to get it flat again because it already was pretty flat. You can see I've taken off almost all of it. So if you do like I do and flatten them very often, you really don't have to spend a lot of time each time. Okay, so we're going to start with the 500, sorry. You can see, if you don't have an angle guide, it's about 1 finger up on this 210. This knife already had an edge on it, so really what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the old edge, remove the metal, get a burr, and the rest of the sharpening routine is basically just cleaning up the edge and polishing it out to a higher grit. What I'm doing here is I'm checking for the burr. I can feel it by running my fingers across like this. And I got a little ways to go here. So what it feels like when you run your fingers across the blade like that or against the blade edge is it scratches your fingers, and that tells you have a burr. So I have a burr here, and I don't have one here. Okay, I got a burr going now. Now I'm going to flip it, do the same thing. It should take less time because I've already got the edge established. Okay, I got a burr on this side now. So I'm going to flip it one more time and just take a couple nice easy strokes. Very light, not grinding a lot of metal. I'm just removing that burr. Just in case, I'm going to run it through my deburring block. This is hard felt and works quite well at stripping off the burr. So now that we have an edge and a sharp knife, all we're going to do is refine it. So this doesn't take as long. I'm going to clean off the grit from that last stone. I'm not going to bore you with another flattening session. I think you get the gist. So I'm using less pressure now. I still kind of, I don't know, it's probably 1 to 2 pounds worth of pressure on here. And I really don't want to over sharpen the knife. I want to leave some toothiness to it, so I'm not going to do a whole lot on this stone. But a 2K scratch pattern on this will make for a nice toothy edge. So you'll see on the next stone I'll go even lighter, and then the strop will be the lightest of all. And we're really just trying to refine the edge at that point. For those of you that are very new to sharpening, you can hear the difference between the stones. There's almost no sound on this stone because it's very fine. It's seductive at first. When you first start sharpening, people like the high grit stones a lot because they are silky smooth. But really all the action comes at the low grit side. That 500 that I did the first stone is where the actual edge is made. So again, real light pressure, just trying to clean it up and refine the edge a little. I refer to this as stropping, and a few strops on the stone, on the high grit stone is a good idea. Starts to get rid of any kind of burr that's on there or imperfection. It's real light sharpening basically, and way less aggressive than pushing against the stone. Alright. I'm pretty sure this is screaming sharp right now, but we'll test it in a second. One thing I like to use is a microfiber cloth. This is a really good way. If you squeeze the edge lightly and then run it up and down while you're drying off the edge, you'll feel any burr on there that is still left, and I can't feel any. It's a great way to test for any burr that might be on there. If you have some, you just strop it out or use the deburring block. So this is the last part of the sharpening process that I use. All I'm doing is stropping on this leather loaded strop. It's loaded with 1 micron diamond paste, and you go real light. You slide the edge and draw it as you go along. And you want to do it at the same angle that you sharpened at, approximately. I like leather a lot. This is my favorite stropping substrate. It has a tiny bit of pliability to it. Also, there's tiny little holes all over the leather where the hairs used to come through the skin, and those tend to hold the diamonds in place so they don't wipe off as you strop. It works really well. I've been using it for years. Okay, so I use 2 tests for sharpness. I draw it against paper, and then I usually will try shaving a little arm hair. That seemed good to me. I don't know if you can see that, but that's some hair that just popped off my arm. So I deem this knife sharp. I hope you enjoyed watching this. I'll try to do some more as I go along and give you some more tips. Thanks a lot. Take care.